Welcome to Ekascloud online courses. In today's video, we are going to discuss about cross-reference. Cross-referencing in Terraform involves linking or referencing resources, variables, or outputs across different parts of your infrastructure code. This practice ensures consistency, reduces redundancy, and simplifies maintenance in your Terraform configurations. Let's explore cross-referencing in more detail with examples. Now, we are going to see about the importance of cross-referencing. First one is consistency. By cross-referencing resources, you maintain uniformity across your infrastructure. Changes made to one resource automatically propagate to related resources. Second one is reduction of redundancy. Instead of duplicating information such as VPC ID, subnet IDs, or security group names, you reference existing resources. This minimizes repetition and potential errors. Last one is simplified maintenance. When you need to update a configuration, you only modify the relevant reference. This approach streamlines maintenance efforts, reducing the risk of inconsistencies. Next one is we are going to see about examples of cross-referencing. First example is VPCs and subnets. Suppose you are creating an EC2 instance within a specific subnet. Instead of hard coding the subnet ID, you can reference it from the subnet resource definition. This is a sample code of VPC and subnet. Here you have to specify the resource within double quotes AWS underscore subnet. This is the name of the resource. And then you have to give a reference name my underscore subnet. Inside the block, you have to specify VPC underscore ID. Here I have to mention cross-referencing AWS underscore VPC dot my underscore VPC dot ID. In this example, this is the second example. I have used AWS underscore instance name, and then here I have used my underscore instance reference name, and here you have to specify like subnet underscore ID equals AWS underscore subnet dot my underscore subnet dot ID. Here I am cross-referencing AWS underscore subnet with my underscore subnet dot ID. In this example, the AWS underscore instance resource references the subnet ID defined earlier, ensuring that the instance is launched within the specified subnet. Next, we are going to see about security groups. When defining security group rules, reference the security group ID rather than duplicating the rules. This is a sample code of security group. You have to specify keyword like as AWS underscore security underscore group. This is the reference name. I'm going to allow SSH connection here. And I used name as tf.sg. And description I'm going to give as allow SSH inbound traffic. Here you have to specify the VPC ID. This one we have to copy from the server. And inside the tags, I have used the same name as reference name allow underscore SSH. Now I'm going to show you how to get this sample code from Terraform registry, and I'm going to show how to write this code in Visual Studio Code, and finally I'm going to show you how to execute this code by using PowerShell. First, I'm going to open my browser. Here I'm going to search for AWS security groups. Open this link. Here you can find sample code to create security group. I'm going to use the first basic usage code. Copy this. Now I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code. Here I'm going to use my easy2instance.tf file. Here on the top I'm going to paste this code. Before AWS underscore instance, I just paste it, save this. Now I'm going to change the names of reference name. I'm going to change this name as allow SSH. And here also I'm going to change as just tf.sg. And here allow SSH inbound traffic. And I don't want this, so I'm removing this all outbound traffic from this description. And here first I'm going to say change this tag as I'm going to remove TLS. Instead of I'm going to change as SSH. Now I'm going to open my browser. Here I'm going to search for my AWS management console. Now I'm going to log in into my AWS account. I'm selecting my EC2 instance. Here I'm going to select my instances. I have one instance. I'm going to open this instance and here scroll down. Copy this VPC ID from the server and go back to Visual Studio Code and paste the ID within double quotes. That's all. Save these changes. Now I'm going to continue the presentation. In this example, other resources requiring SSH access can reference the allow underscore SSH security group ID. Instead of duplicating the rules, we can just cross connection the security group with the reference name. Third one is outputs. Use outputs to expose resource attributes for cross-referencing in other Terraform modules or external scripts. This is a sample code of outputs. Here I have used AWS instance and reference name as demo underscore instance. This is my AMI ID which I copied from the server, and I used instance type t2.micro. Tags I just gave us Apache underscore web server 1, and here you have to specify the cross reference. VPC underscore security underscore group underscore IDs equals, within braces you have to specify AWS underscore security underscore group, and I'm going to cross connect this AWS underscore security group with this allow underscore SSH dot ID you have to specify. Now I'm going to show you how to cross connect AWS underscore instance with security group ID. I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code. Here I have one AWS instance. Instead of this security group ID, I'm going to change new security ID. Within square braces, you have to specify this name, AWS underscore security group dot. Here it is already showing allow underscore SSH. After that dot, you have to specify ID. That's all. Save these changes. We have done cross connection. I have created one security group and I connected the security group with this AWS underscore instance. Save these changes. Now I go back to my presentation. This output allows other parts of your Terraform configuration or external scripts to access a subnet ID for further cross-referencing. Now, before we go to the conclusion, I'm going to open my PowerShell to show you how to execute this code. Windows PowerShell. First, I'm going to log into my project directory. Here, I'm going to apply the changes. Terraform apply underscore, hyphen auto hyphen approve. If you apply this code, it will create security group dot allow underscore SSH creation. One completed. Now I'm going to show you these changes in browser management console. This is my server. Just refresh it. Here you can see the changes of security group. Go to instances. Now it changed to tf.sg security group. This is cross-referencing. Go back to presentation. Now I'm going to conclude this topic. The provided Terraform code demonstrates the creation of an EC2 instance configured with SSH access using Terraform. While the example showcases basic functionality, it can be enhanced by using dynamic values, referencing actual resource IDs, and implementing more sophisticated security practices. That's all about cross-reference. Thank you.